Hello everyone. In this video, I'll show you how to deploy a Python script on Azure to run every 30 seconds or every minute so you can insert new data into an existing database. Okay, so before I continue, I will be using VS Code. It is important that, at least that's my advice, you should ensure that you have GitHub Copilot on your VS Code. What is that? So it's just an AI assistant. So right now this is 2025, so most likely this is very dynamic. It will change, but for now, it is very powerful. So I highly recommend you guys to add the GitHub Copilot because it has the different modes, edit, ask, and the agent mode is very powerful. It's gonna change your code right away, in different chunks. It can create files. It will recognize your environment. So this is very useful when you are, deploying this project. Okay, so make sure that please you have a GitHub Copilot enabled, and with your university email, you can get access to the pro version that is for academia. So you have access to to most recent LLMs. For example, I'm using Cloud Sonnet. This is from Anthropic. It's really good. It's extremely good. Like with a couple of lines, with that 3 lines prompt, I get, I don't know, 1,000 lines of code. So yeah, I find very powerful. You have also GPTs here, 5, 4, different versions. Okay, so having said that, let's go over the steps. So step number 1, I won't cover that in this video because it's already covered in week 6. So first you need to create the database on Postgres SQL and make sure that it's on Azure, it's in the cloud. So if you want to get the details, please go to week 6, and in the video you will see how to create the Postgres database, to add the schema and load the different tables. All right, so now that we want to deploy our script, our Python script, to generate data and to insert the data into our Postgres database. So the first thing that you need, this is only one way to do it. There are multiple ways. You can create a virtual machine on Azure. That's one option. This one, in general, is a little bit more simpler. It's simpler. So let's see. Okay, so first you need to create an storage account on Azure because it's not just adding the code. You will need to keep track of some different logs and all the information related to the function. So we need to create a storage account. Let's do that. So I'm going to Azure, and in create a resource, you will find a storage account. I have it here because I'm using it recently. So in a storage account, you create a new storage account. So this is where you're going to store the information. So look your subscription, that's mine. The resource group, I'm using the same big data. If you don't have one, you have to create one. Then they will ask you to add a storage account name. I'm gonna call it test project 1. Okay, you need to pick a region. I'm using Central US. So prefer storage type. I'm using the first one, but it's just to give an idea of the type of things that you are doing. So the Azure blob will do the job. So performance standard is a basic project. Redundancy, I'm just gonna add the lowest cost option, the lowest redundant storage. So here the critical thing in the networking is to ensure that it's public, that you don't have some restrictions in regard to the how to connect. So in public network access, I'm gonna enable from all networks. I'm doing this because this is it's a project for a class, but of course in a real setting you need to have some security levels for sure. Okay, so let's see what else is needed here. I think that's pretty much it, like the important things for now. So I'm gonna create the storage account. Again, this is just to, like to store our function app that we're gonna create later. So everything looks okay. Again, the important thing here is that is enabled for, it's open for public access. Okay, we create the storage account. It will take 1 minute, couple of minutes. It's not that long. Okay, so while it deploys, a couple of comments. So you need to go to the extensions and please find the Azure functions, because that's then our next step. We're going to create an Azure function. So in order to do so, step 4, we need to install Azure Functions, the extension in VS Code, and then we're going to create a new function. Okay, so once you install the extension, so you will see here Azure. So now we can create a new function. But before I do that, let's see if it's complete. The deployment is complete. So if we go to the resource, we have the test project 1 storage. Now what is important here? So here in the access keys, we need the connection string. This one is really important for us because we need to provide the connection string to the function app that we're going to create, so it knows where it's going to save, like all the information. I'm going to copy this information, the access keys. Now let's create a function app. So first step, we create a storage account to save our data. And now let's create a function app. So here is where we are going to add the Python script. So I'm going to create a new function app. So it provides different options. This changes. So right now you can use consumption. Okay, so same idea. You need to provide information about the group, resource group. Remember, this is like an umbrella to, like to kind of like associate the different resources that you're using. So if at some point you want to delete a project and you have different resources, so you just remove the resource group and that's it, instead of that just removing one by one. Okay, it will ask for a function name. I'm going to call it test big data, test project 1 big data. Okay, the running time stack. So we're using Python. The region, I'm going to use the same region as the storage on my database, which is Central US. That's what I'm using. Then some idea in networking, enable public access. Again, this is because this is just a course project, but be careful in general. There are, like different configurations that you can do here, but for now, I'm just showing the basics. You can add like a GitHub account here. Okay. So let's review and create. So the key part is like it's public, like in the networking, make sure that it's public. All right. So everything looks fine. I'm going to create the function app. And in the function app, we can create multiple functions. And those are the scripts that we want to run. This one is faster compared to, for example, the Postgres. If you remember, the Postgres database takes 3, 4, 5 minutes. But this one, the resource, I think it's less than a minute. The function app. It's still in progress. So let's wait until it's ready. Okay, it's ready. So let's go to the resource. And here, right now, the functions is empty, right? In the function app, which we're calling test project one BD. So we need to create our function. Now, what is important here before we move forward? We need to, in the environment settings, environment variables, I need to connect this with the storage. Remember the storage account that we created? So the Azure Web Jobs storage, this one. I copy that information. Okay, so I want to make sure that it's correct. Remember, I copied this from the keys when we created the storage. All right. So we apply this. Okay, so now it's connected. Let's apply. Okay, so once this is ready, now let's create the function, and we will do that locally from our VS Code. So here, the thing that we're going to do is I'm going to click here Azure, and if you go to the workspace here, you see Azure Functions. When you click Azure Functions, it gives you the alternative to create a function. I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to basically, this is going to create a folder. So let's call it just project 1 BD. Project 1 BD. So here it's going to create some files. So which language we're using? Python. Now, it gives you the alternative to provide different triggers. So this is like when the function is going to run. In our case, we're using a timer trigger. This is for the timer trigger is because we want to run our script like every 30 seconds or every minute, right? You can run it like every day or once every week. So it's a time trigger. You can create a name. It's data generator project. And this is for this expression is for the time. Like how often do you want to run the script? So the first one is for the seconds, the second one is for the minutes. So in our case, we're using every minute. So I'm just gonna add this, the slash and one, it means every minute. This is 4 seconds. So here, do this every minute. So what this will do is that it's gonna create, if I go to the folder, so it created project BD, right? And it creates different files. So let me close this because I have like so many windows open here. Okay, so in the project that we created in the folder, you get some files that you need to change. So the first one, this one, the function app.py, this is where you're gonna provide your code. It has a trigger, right? The schedule of the trigger is gonna run like every minute. We defined that before. But here you need to create the code or, like to insert the data into the database. Now you don't have to to add that run this file like every 30 seconds or even because that thing is going to be covered by the function app. If you want to run like a script continuously, then you won't be able to use this. You will need a virtual machine. But if you have just the code to add the data once, that's fine because this trigger here is going to ensure that it's going to like repeat the same code, like every minute in my case, or every 30 seconds, depending the time that you define. So again, for the functions app, when you create a function, it's not going to run continuously. It only is going to be triggered by a timer because that's the option that we're using. So please make sure that when you create the code, you consider this thing that I mentioned right now. All right. So once you change this, you are how to insert the data into the database. You need the database credentials. I will show you that an example. There is also important information here about the settings, the local settings. This is a JSON file. So here you need again the Azure Web Job Storage. Remember the key that we saved, right? That we added to the function app. You need to paste that information here too. The requirements and everything. Okay, so I'm going to replace. I already have this information. I'm going to replace the files in Project BD. I'm going to show it to you. Okay, so I already have that information in Project Gen Data. So I'm going to change the function, the JSON, the local settings JSON, and the requirements. Let me change the BEM too, because it has some packages that I need. So I copy this. I go to a new file. I'm going to replace everything if there is something there, and I will show you the new files. Okay, so it's almost done. Okay, so once it is done, let me refresh this real quick. So let's see my function app py. This is my main function here. So what is new here? I have, of course, you need information here for the connection. Right? We need this information here. This is the database information, right? That one it's really important. Okay, what else do we need? In the local settings, so I need to update this. I need to update the Azure Web Job Storage. I'm going to replace that. Okay. So I'm going to get that information again from here. I need this. So I'm going to update in the project 1BD. I'm going to update this information, the Azure Web Storage. All right. Just double check your database information. This will change for you, of course. Your username, the name of your. I'm using the same database as in week 6 video. All right. So let's save the changes. And now it is connected. So once I have finished, the function app, with all the necessary information, Please, when you are inserting the code and everything, double check that the insert, for example, it's correct, that the table belongs to the database, things like that. Because if you're using an AI, sometimes it misses the name of the tables, things like that. So just please double check that. And even before you deploy it to Azure, my advice is to run and test the code locally so you can see if it's working or not. All right. So once it is ready, you just right click the folder, the project folder, the project one BD in my case, and here you will find deploy the function app. So you will find the the function that you have, like the function apps that you have available in your Azure account. I have two, and I'm using for this example this one test project one BD. So now it starts, creating what it's doing basically. It's uploading the function. It's creating the function, the timer function. Okay. So once it is ready, we can go and we can check different things here. We can check the log stream to see if it's working. Oh, it's still deploying. It's still deploying. Okay, here. Now it's working. It's finishing to building the app. Yeah, we need to get a message here. We will get a message here to view to see the log in real time. Okay. Stream logs. That's what I want to see. The stream logs. So it's going to open like a website where you can see what is happening, if it's working or not. So it will take some time until it loads. And same here. In the log stream, we will connect and we will see the activity of this function app. So now we see here it's showing what's happening. Authorization was successful. So this is very important because we need to see if there is an error. You will see it here. But for example, you have, okay, connecting to database, connection established, generated 100 sensor readings, successfully inserted 100 readings. So it's working into the stream factory. So it is working. And now it's going to keep, like doing the same thing. Database connection closed. But remember, it's going to run like every minute. So it's going to keep adding, like more and more information. Now, how do you know that this is working? So you should check. You have to connect to your database. Let's see that. Here, same thing, you can see the log stream. So you see that the connection is established, generated 100 sensor readings, so it's working. Now, how can you check that it's working also? So if you go to your terminal, remember you can connect to the database. Let me show it for you. Okay, so PSQL, the host is the name of the server. You need the port, the database name, the user, the password, right? Same thing that, this is not new. So we start the connection. So now we are in the stream database. That's the one that I'm modifying. And here I can just do something basic. I can count the number of observations. So right now it says that is 66,344. So if you wait, some time, it has to, like keep increasing, right? That's the idea. So keep this number in mind. So this is still working. It's generating the data. Okay. It's still active. So I'm gonna run it again to see. Okay, so before it was 66,344. So now it increased right by 100. You see, 66,444. So it is working. It is working. Now, if you want to really make sure that it's working, I had encouraged you to have like a SQL script where you can, like perform some basic queries. I have one here. I need to find it. Let's see if I find it here real quick. Let me see if I find it for the video. Oh yeah, check data SQL. It's here. I'm already connected to the server project one test. I did this before. Remember here in PostgreSQL, you can connect to Azure here. Browse Azure and yeah, you just follow, it's very basic. You can just follow just make sure that you provide the required information and you will get access to the Azure, like the database that you have. All right, so I'm just gonna see like the latest logs because you can check the times. So I'm gonna run this script. So it shows the, like the latest insertion. So you can see that it is working. You can check the times, right? So it says 3:28. I don't know what time is it in the server. Let me see if it's showing. I keep opening the wrong one. Yeah, it's like 3:27. So yeah, it's the same time. You can see that. 3:28, 3:27. And in my case, it was showing 3:28, right? So it's October, yeah, 9th. So yeah, it's working. It's like updating the information in the right way. And again, you can just double check the number again. And you see that it's increasing, right? So it's gonna keep increasing. If you leave it like that, it's gonna, like keep working. But if at some point you just want to stop the function, you can just go to the resource. I'm sorry, here to the function app, the test project one, and you can stop it if that's what you want. So if you stop it here, it will, it will stop running the function. It will stop running the function. So if that's what you want, you can just again stop the function, and it will stop, doing the what we're doing right now. Okay. All right. So with this information, you can create. Here it is. Here is my function, the generate data. You can, if you want, you can delete it at any point, or just stop it. But since I want that to, to work actively, I will leave it as it is. All right. So I'm gonna stop the video for now. I hope this is useful and you can upload successfully your script. I'll see you in our next lecture.